you know, I met a lot of the other bigger YouTubers in the space too, in the camera space.
Yeah.
That's one of the good contacts at LUMIX, Matt Frazier.
Yeah.
He was the one that contacted me back in the day. But yeah, I met a lot of like the Petapixel guys and like Kai and like a whole bunch of them. Yeah, right. Basically at this event.
Yeah.
And so yeah, this was like core memory for me. It always will stick out, and it's maybe one reason why I'm like so biased towards LUMIX these days. Not just because I like the cameras, but in a way like it kind of saved me.
Ben's rowing. Dustin Armstrong. Dustin Armstrong. Welcome to the podcast, my man.
Thanks, man.
You're bling blinging.
I know. I'm blinging. Wearing the chain.
This guy's loaded. That's probably $150,000 chain, am I right?
I got this at a Scottish festival for like maybe like $60.
Heck yeah, dude.
Yeah.
I love it. I think it looks great.
Thanks.
How are you?
I'm good, honestly.
It's been a couple weeks.
Mm-hmm.
Sadly.
I know.
On my side. Great for you. Congratulations on the new gig.
Thank you.
I'm stoked for you. How's it been going?
It's great, honestly. Yeah, so started working at Crumbl. I'm happy to talk about it.
Of course.
Started working at Crumbl in the creative and branding team, and kind of taking over the flavor videos.
Yeah.
I'm not the one directly in charge of them, but I'm helping film them.
But you will be in no time.
I'm actually going to be editing one. And,
heck yeah.
It'll come out in like 3 weeks or so.
That's so cool.
But yeah, main responsibility right now is I'm basically creating the videos that go in paid advertising on social media. So yeah, but the team's great. The company's been great too, at least so far. I mean, it's still early, but
honeymoon phase. Just wait.
Exactly.
Just kidding.
There's always
we
a
love
honeymoon.
Crumbl.
Yeah. I've been pleasantly surprised.
That's
I
cool.
mean, it's always like that way, I think, when you first start somewhere, but this one feels a little bit different. Yeah.
That's great.
Especially from the people around that have worked there for a while. So
when it's possible, Nomadic was that way for me.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we had phases of Lumio that were great. Like,
yeah.
But then it was like leadership change and new honeymoon phases. It was up and down.
Yep.
But stoked for it. Yeah, just a little background. Obviously, you're at Crumbl. You were here. I was trying to get you.
Yep.
Let's talk about that. I want to hear, let's go to where Dustin Armstrong is currently, and then maybe just, a couple months ago, just kind of this transition you've been going through, because I kind of know about it, but let's give the people some information about how you ended up in Crumbl, but I don't want to go too far back.
Yeah.
Because we're going to go there.
Yep,
but
we're going to go there.
Give yourself an introduction. Tell us what you've been up to.
Yeah, my name's Dustin Armstrong, and I have a long history and background in video. These past few months, for the past 2.5 years, I've worked for a YouTuber.
Mm-hmm.
And I was also, for a short time, worked for an agency as well, like a creative agency doing videos. And then, unfortunately, beginning of June, the YouTuber I was working for decided that he was dissolving my position and not really pursuing his channel anymore.
Dang.
So, I kind of assumed that I was not going to find a job. Things weren't really like our relationship was kind of, the work environment maybe is a better word.
Yeah.
It was not going as well as it was. And so I had actually been applying for jobs since March of this year, and it's August right now. I was assuming, though, in June I was not going to find a job. Yeah. So I was like, well, I guess I'm going freelance.
Yeah.
So that was kind of what I assumed was going to happen. And kind of a funny thing, the day that he told me that was the day that I saw the posting where we're like, of Tyson Media, we need some editing help. And that was when I emailed.
Crazy.
And then, I was like, oh, and I also know Tyson. We went to college together or university, and then started editing like the next week or two.
And I'd say, what a sign that it didn't turn out. So now I'm like, that wasn't a sign.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Just kidding.
Yeah, no.
It was a sign, because we got to work with each other for a short period of time.
We got reconnected.
And what you ended up producing for us in just that amount of time was incredible.
Thanks.
Just posted a little bit of it.
I think Camille is a little more sad than you are.
I agree. Camille loved having you. She kept telling me, like, Dustin's so fast. He's so good.
There's a few ones. She told me that, sorry, I'm like
No,
maybe this isn't that related, but
go for it.
She told me that one of the things I did in my edit, the client loved so much that they wanted to build like a whole campaign around it. And I was like, all I did was just choose a certain thing. Like, it wasn't even that big a deal to me, but yeah, apparently I did something right. So, yeah. And she was like, I wouldn't have even thought of using that. So yeah.
Well, it's kind of cool. That's when you're good at what you do. I'm all about, like, we have our lanes, right? We have clients that need to stay within the lanes, but then I'm always pushing people to, like, you have different experiences, you have different experience, and you're going to bring that to the table. So I'm always like, okay, you got your lanes, but let's see where we can, like, get out of there and push the limit. And you did that. And
totally.
It works. Sometimes it doesn't. You know, sometimes you do it and Kim's like, don't do that, Dustin.
Yeah. There was plenty of that too.
Of course. Yeah, I know it's a big client, so we got to stay in that lane more often than we used to. But that's dope. And so then you were freelance, saw the posting,
started from there. Yeah, we connected.
Yep.
And you know, because I was kind of in this, I still had 2 months basically left at the YouTuber I was working for. He's giving me 2 months basically to find a job or find something. And so we kind of had a conversation that I was like, why don't I just, you know, start at where you start everybody else, make sure it's a good fit. No need, because I am a true believer in that. Make sure it's a good fit. I don't want to come in and, you know, try and like take priority just because we know each other or something like that.
And you're really good.
Yeah.
I always felt bad about it too, because you're so kind and you're just like, hey man, just start me out. And I'm like, Dustin, but you're so good and I know you're worth more than this.
I know that like I have a lot of experience, you know, and like I feel like I am pretty good at what I do, but still, same time.
Yeah. Appreciated.
Yeah, no problem. But yeah, so for those first 2 months, because I was still kind of fulfilling some of the responsibilities there, I was just editing for you, still applying for jobs. And then beginning of July, that was when I got a interview with Crumbl. And basically all through July, I was going through the interview process. So they did a phone interview with me and then scheduled an interview basically the next week in person with one of the directors there. They have 2 video directors.
Cool.
One's kind of over creative and one's over like the project management side of it. So I had that interview and they said, sometimes we do a test project in between this and then there's a final interview.
Yeah.
So yeah, they had me do a test project, which you saw.
Yes, it was so good. And at that point I said, bye, Dustin.
Yeah. It was really funny because now I can tell you this, I wasn't really sure if I was going to tell you that I was interviewing with Crumbl, just because maybe people would see that as taboo. Like, you shouldn't tell somebody, you know.
Oh, I thought it was great.
Yeah.
You were very open about it. And then it's funny because you were in that interview process at the same time in an interview process with my company.
Yeah.
Very different processes.
Yeah,
I just
very different.
Here, sink or swim.
Yep.
And then here's projects. Go, go, go. And you thrived. And then it's a very professional, more corporate, more established company.
Yep, exactly.
Yeah.
So, yeah, told you what was going on and everything, because the way I kind of saw it was like, well, it looks like I don't have to be freelance. I'm either going to be working for Tyson or I'm going to be working at Crumbl.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I went through the final interview, and it was only a couple days after the final interview that they called me and offered me the job.
Yeah.
And kept you updated too.
Yeah.
With the offer and everything. But
anytime we had our team meetings, I was like, have they hired you yet?
Yep.
Like, get out of here.
Yep.
Go pursue that. That's a dope opportunity and such a cool company to grow inside of. And cookies are good too.
Yeah. And that's kind of why I, you know, obviously there was pay involved too, but there was other reasons too. With here, you know, I could have been editing and filming and stuff, but
it's an agency.
Yeah. It's an agency, which I've done. You're filming at lots of different locations, you know, it's, you know, I can edit from home, but I just felt like Crumbl, even if, you know, you were able to match or anything, it was going to be more predictable.
Yeah.
Same place, same times every day. So
have you ever had that kind of a structure?
I have. Yeah. I used to work for
I was going to say not Verizon, but
not
videography.
Verizon was actually pretty unpredictable. Well, not
Was that?
It was. We can get into that. Yeah, we can get into Verizon too. Something outside of.
Which is part of your journey.
Yeah, exactly.
But this is like you've done this before, as far as like a more corporate.
Yeah, I worked for Nu Skin.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Global marketing.
Cool.
Yeah, so I had some good corporate experience as well in video. But again, it's like black and white experience too.
Yeah.
In comparing to Crumbl so far. Oh, by the way, I do have to say this too, just because I work for Crumbl and I read it when I got hired. Might talk about Crumbl. My opinions don't represent the company or anything though.
Okay.
So I do have to say that. Yeah, I know.
Put a disclaimer at the bottom.
Yeah, put the disclaimer, please.
These are Dustin Armstrong's opinions. They do not represent.
Yep, Crumbl. In case I ever say anything that people try to take away as that. But so anyways, I worked at Nu Skin. It was a great job, but the biggest difference is just that corporate environment, it didn't really feel like the videos I was making were really like contributing. We did like internal stuff, but like even some of the creative things on products, because Nu Skin, probably most people don't know about Nu Skin. They make essentially beauty products and anti-aging products, and they would make promotional videos and stuff like that, but their model is much different than other businesses out there. And so I just never even knew what the videos were being used for.
Yeah, you're just doing stuff.
Yeah, I'm just like, I'm doing stuff.
You're
we do internal videos, but that would obviously get sent out and like explanations on, scientifically, well, they're better. But any of the advertising and stuff like that, it was just like, I don't know what's going on. I'm just making videos. And
it's such a massive company too that it's like, your videos aren't going to make a big impact because of that. It's like,
small. And we had to, because I was in global, we had to localize it for all the different markets they were in. So there's a lot of like tedious work after you got a video done. And so, been in it, but whereas with Crumbl, since I'm kind of more in charge or on the team, there's two of us basically that are kind of over the flavor videos that they post every week. So I'm in charge of every Thursday we shoot those videos that come out,
and they're going on Instagram, and that's when you you're doing something and people are seeing it and you're pushing a brand. That's so cool.
Yeah, they're getting views, and then I'm also doing the paid marketing videos. I even get to see how well they're doing, how people are engaging with them, and how many sales are even coming from those videos I make. So it really makes me feel like I'm contributing, to the brand, and that I'm a part of something.
Yeah.
So
what a cool perspective too, because not a lot of people have the corporate perspective. They just are freelance or they're working for agencies.
This is why I think my story is in a way kind of unique, because I've been in I don't really, what's the word for it? I've thought about what is my I guess thing I'm going to say in this that people can take away from it, and maybe it'll happen, right?
Yeah.
But I don't really, a lot of people that I see, at least online, it's like they dropped out of college, they started pursuing video, and then they were successful or something like that. Whereas me, I've been in and out of freelance, in and out of agency work, in and out of broadcasts, live events, and corporate. So it's and I also have 2 different social media presences.
Yeah, social media as well.
So
I've had a lot of different diverse experiences, which I can relate to. I've done the corporate, I've done the business, the freelance, the corporate's hard too. Yeah. At least my experience, and Ben was there with me. But it sounds like Crumbl's super dope. It's such a fun brand too, and they're just amazing. Have you been to the founder's house yet?
Not yet, but I will be soon, actually.
You will be playing pickleball. Have you seen that place?
I haven't. I've heard of it though, and but apparently we're doing in a couple weeks, or no, in a month, he's doing a pizza party at his house. Just a brand new team.
It's cool. It's because it was in the Parade of Homes. It's 2 homes, and the house he lives in, and then the party house. So I'm sure.
Really?
There's a massive pool, huge entertainment area, massive pickleball, and it's all inside, and then the pool is just right outside, and the door opens. It's huge.
I'll send you some pictures, just to make you jealous.
I remember being in there. I was like, this is the coolest entertainment area ever. So that'll be cool. Definitely send me some photos of that.
Yeah, definitely. That is something I will say too, going into working at Crumbl. I feel like I'm just a Crumbl shill right now. But he actually, Sawyer, he's in charge of branding and stuff. He actually met me at my desk at my first day, which was that's new. I wouldn't expect
So he's still in it.
Yeah, he's still in it.
That's super cool. I didn't realize he was in charge of branding.
Mm-hmm. I think he's having a position shift sometime soon, but yeah, I don't know the details really.
He probably loves what he does then, because
yeah,
he doesn't need to be there, and that's super dope to still be around. And
yep.
That's cool, man. Well, that'll be a fun adventure,
mm-hmm.
and I'm stoked for you.
Thanks.
And we'll be following along for sure.
Thanks.
Now, how the heck did you get there? When did this start for you, man?
Yeah.
When, like, what age were you? When did you decide to be a videographer? Because our journey's connected in college.
Yeah,
and
right.
At UVU, so take me back, man.
We were apart, obviously, and then crossed, and then went apart, and then remerged.
It's innate. Yeah,
yeah,
exactly.
Yeah, so I got into video. I had made like some small things when I was like a kid. Had like the tape camera and stuff like that. And then in middle school, I'd like made a video project in like iMovie, but that wasn't really like when video like really struck for me, right? They were just kind of like fun class projects.
That's what you did.
Yeah, just kind of like what I did. It wasn't until I was a sophomore in high school. My high school had a really good broadcasting program, like TV broadcasting program.
Where'd you go?
Wasatch.
Oh, nice.
In Heber City. So I grew up in Heber City 18 years. So.
You've got the production studio pretty close there, the Park City one, which you ended up. We shot together. You were on my project, the green screen one that was a nightmare.
Yeah.
Do you remember that? Were you on that shoot?
Maybe I wasn't on that specific one.
I thought you were there, but
maybe I was though. I don't know. Was I an extra or something?
You would have been crew. It was where we shot on the green screen. It was the big arm. We had Bob Trim there, Dennis Lisenby. It was a test for them because no one had done a 3D background with models.
Yeah, that's right.
And it turned out to be so bad.
Yeah.
It was so bad because we collaborated with the animation studio, so they were building the background. And it's like Unreal Engine now, where you have an LED wall and the camera moves with the background.
With the background, yeah.
But that wasn't a thing yet. So we were moving the background in post to match the camera. But a lot of our shots were locked off. But then you have people walking, and it's like that weird perspective. Yeah. And it was just like, and it was one of my senior projects, I think. And
because we were on the same senior project.
Because there was the one with Morgan Lisenby that directed that. But then the freaking, anyway, I was pretty sad about that one. But it was a cool experience.
Yeah. So that was, they didn't really have that when I grew up in Heber.
Got it.
Like went to Wasatch. But yeah, like I was 15, and I remember just like opening up Final Cut 7. This is back when YouTube was not a thing or anything. Yep. And I was just like, what do I mean? What am I even looking at? Yeah, like,
so confused.
You just have to like click around and like look over your classmate that's like a senior and just see what they're doing and stuff. So that's how I learned to edit. Was we had tape still back then, at least at the high school.
Yeah.
So
TV
we had
tape, right?
Yeah, capture. Yep. That was good old times.
Those were the days.
Even I don't think we even got SD cards until I was a senior. But yeah, that was where it began. And I think it was when I was a senior where I was like, I've been doing this TV broadcasting thing, like, and I enjoy it. Maybe I want to do something in video. And it was never like, I never knew what. Yeah. I just kind of started doing it, or was just, I'm going to go into video basically. Yeah. So yeah, I applied for like some scholarships and got A scholarships, crazy enough. I started at BYU though after I graduated from high school, mostly because my dad works there.
Got it.
So I got discount on tuition.
Nice.
And I started, so right out of high school, I actually started that summer. I didn't take the summer off. Oh, so I went from graduating, 2 weeks
didn't
break.
Even enjoy yourself.
Yep, straight into college. Took 2 classes that summer.
Gangster.
Yeah. Just totally non-traditional, you could say.
Yeah, seriously.
So, yeah, I was in college right out of high school and or university, whatever you want to call it. And
it's actually what my wife did.
Oh, really?
She the second she was done, she's like, I'm out of my parents' house. Got out of there, went to school, and never looked back.
Yeah. That's similar. I ended up having to come home later, but
dang it.
Yeah, I know. It's okay. I had a time. I lived off my scholarship for the first year.
That's cool.
Yeah, so went to BYU, and it wasn't until a year later. Oh, sorry, I should give some other. Right after to high school, I got a job at BYU as a video technician.
Okay.
And that was like a pretty sick job as well. So my experience in high school in like the broadcasting program, I had quite a bit of experience like with switcher boards, cameras. So I got a job as a video technician to like set up projectors, and I was one of the camera operators down on the football field.
Cool.
Had like the big broadcast camera with
that's exhausting.
Yeah, it is.
That's so hard.
Especially when it's like snowing.
Yeah, no kidding.
Yeah.
You're outside, dude. That would suck.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, basketball as well. So I was there during the glory days for basketball.
Jimmer?
Yep, Jimmer.
Nice. You're on the floor watching that, dude.
Yeah, it's fun.
40 points.
Mm-hmm. So and we'd kind of, I got a lot of experience on different things too. Like they had little robotic cameras and stuff like that. But I also, this is when I started my freelance journey as well. My sister's oldest sister, second husband, he was really into video, and he worked on some of the stuff that like the church did, like Hailstorm, like the missionary.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of what they are, but he worked on some of those things, movie productions for the LDS church or the Mormon church. But he also worked for an agency, and he was like, well, they had got married soon after I graduated, or they were dating or something. Anyways, he knew that I did video, and he was like, hey, you want to freelance for the agency and do some editing?
Yeah.
Because he's like, I know you can do it well. I've seen you.
Yeah.
We mostly just need captions on our videos.
Easy.
Yep. And that's just something that's not a thing anymore.
Yeah.
So my first freelance job has now been replaced by AI. Kind of a funny fact.
That's cool.
So yeah,
everyone is going to be there soon.
Yep. Yeah, exactly. So I was doing that for like $20 an hour right out of high school.
Cool.
So it was really good back then. So I was doing that, working for BYU, going to school. But anyway, so now a year later, after taking some classes at BYU and seeing that I was going to have to like apply, I may not get in, and looking at the whole classes available, it was like film history, film theory,
lots of that.
And I was just like, I might apply for this, not even get in, and then I don't even think I'm going to enjoy it, because I'm very practical, hands-on. I like to experiment and tinker. That's what I had to do in high school, and I was just, I don't want to sit in a classroom and just write papers and do all that stuff. So that's why I ended up transferring to UVU.
You don't even have to apply.
Yep. Don't even have to apply, at least at that time.
Yes. Now it's like getting crazy, huh?
Yeah. So I transferred and had to pay double the price for my degree, but it was worth it to me in the long run. But anyways, because I wasn't working at BYU anymore, I had a lot of live events experience. So I was an AV technician for like a live events company here in Provo, Cornerstone, or in Oregon. Have you heard of Cornerstone? Yep. So I worked for Cornerstone for like 2 years, and kind of mostly freelanced, I guess you could say, because they would just, throw me gigs and just pay me hourly basically.
Yeah, that's cool.
But worked some summer jobs and whatnot. Ended up getting a job at UVU when I was working there in the event center.
So during all this, were you like thinking this is like for sure the career I want to go into? Or are you still kind of like, I don't know, this is just fun?
Yeah, I didn't really know. Maybe I'm not very like, what's the word?
Forward thinking?
Yeah, forward thinking.
Planning?
Yeah. I just was like,
take it as it comes.
Yeah, I'm working in something that's video, so just keep doing it.
Are you enjoying yourself? I imagine it's I love it.
It was a hard industry because it's very, like live events in particular, because like you almost always work weekends.
Yeah, it's like off hours because your freaking games are late. That's
exactly. You're working late at night to tear down and strike things, or like, as one of the guys that would help like take the basketball court out
That's so
and
much
stuff
work.
like that.
Yeah.
So staging is something I kind of did when I was younger too. And yeah, it was when I was back going to school full time that I was like, I can't do this anymore if I'm going to be trying to finish up school.
Yeah.
But then I got a job for UVU, so it worked out in the event center doing basically the same thing. It was called production assistant, but it's like an AV technician anyways. So
Really?
I was working that
So you
while
were
I was at
working-
school.
I feel like I knew that because do we ever have broadcasting together? I feel like we may have because I took it 3 times and they all blend together and I forget who I did it with.
I feel like we did.
If we didn't, you
I
were
can't
working.
remember. I did do
So
a
I did the
little bit of
basketball
work.
games.
Yeah, for broadcasting for UVU as well.
That's cool.
But it didn't like pay super well.
Yeah.
But it was a good experience. So, yeah, but I guess we can get to senior project because, yeah, we did the basketball
Like before
sports
before you
video.
got there, like when we met, you were a sophomore at that point. Would have been.
I think
'cause
so.
You did a freshman thing at BYU.
Yeah, I was a sophomore. Yeah, sophomore.
Were you in Dom
started.
Trim's class? Because that's where I think our whole like group kind of formed with Diana.
Yeah, it was probably
the
Bob
OG
Trim.
group. Because then our senior group was different.
Uh-huh. Do you want to know something crazy?
What?
Christian. He's
Christian.
Christian Landeros. Remember Christian?
Shoot.
He's
Why is that not in my head?
he's like he's Mexican.
Yes.
Yeah.
Freaking A, dude. Us
Do you
3.
remember him?
We were homies. You know,
Yeah.
I totally. Why? I felt
Diana,
bad.
Christian,
I totally forgot.
Tyson, and
Yes.
yeah, me.
Christian.
Oh, and
Where is
Tara too.
that? And Tara.
Yeah.
I totally. I think about Christian, but I for some reason wasn't connecting the name with the face.
Yeah. So Christian's at Crumbl.
No way.
Yeah.
How cool.
He's
He's still in the videography world?
Nope.
No.
He's a Android coder.
Whoa.
So he does coding for Android.
Cool.
So
That's
yeah,
cool.
that was
Did
crazy.
you know that until you walked in? And you're like,
yeah,
holy
they were giving
crap.
me a tour, and then he was just like, Dustin? And I'm like,
That's cool.
what the heck?
He's
Like,
such a
you
good
work
dude.
here? So yeah,
Yeah.
it's kind of cool that
That's so fun.
we've reconnected through
Yeah,
there.
because he was just early days, and then I think he dropped out
Yeah.
or went to another, probably for what he's
Yeah,
doing.
probably for coding or
Yeah.
something. I don't really know the full story, but yeah. So, yeah, so we did and I was still freelancing for my brother-in-law's agency. I forgot. I should probably bring that up. This is where I got a lot of like the on-set experience.
Yeah.
So I was a second AC. I was the one doing the clapper.
Yeah.
That was like kind of where they started me, production assistant and second AC.
You had so much more experience than anybody. Like you were already working and had been working for a long time.
Yeah, like I did, but not on camera.
Got
it was
it.
mostly just like on set,
Yeah.
right? And
Did you
they didn't,
want to be behind the camera at that point? Was that like your goal, or were you like, I like this
I think
set life?
I think for the time being, I was more into editing,
Huh.
and like it was. I did think it was cool because they had a dragon. This
Yeah.
is kind of a cool thing. They were one of the first to adopt the red one, and I think their red dragon was like serial number 48.
Whoa.
So yeah, they were super early adopters. They pre-ordered the red one
Yeah.
at NAB before it was even like a thing. So yeah, my agency I worked for was like super early adopters of red.
That's awesome.
So it was kind of cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I did want to use the cameras and stuff, but
Yeah.
it wasn't really like the thing, I guess. Well, it wasn't at the first thing in my head. I was just like, I'm better at editing
Yeah.
than I am at camera. And I did have a camera. I had a Canon T3i. That was the first camera I bought. I know that's probably an important question. That,
Yeah. No,
People wonder.
so many people got that as their first camera
Mhm.
during that day.
Yep, the T2i and
Mhm.
T3i.
Yep.
Yeah, it was a great little camera. That one, I was more used it for like photography, just
Yeah.
messing around. And I think that's really what helped me learn how
Mhm.
cameras work was using that camera.
Yeah.
So like, yeah,
Mine
there's
was a 7D.
70?
Yeah.
70, I don't even
7D.
7.
Like a 5D,
yeah.
but not not the number 70.
Yeah, just 7.
7D. It was the one before the 5D. It's crop sensor.
Uh-huh.
I still have it in my office. It's
I still have it.
1080p. I don't even know, probably 12 megapixels.
Yeah, probably something like that.
Yeah.
Maybe it's like 20. I could see that. Maybe 16
I just
or
remember
something.
shooting with it and watching like Supertramp's video and being like, how is he getting that cool, like fast? It's obviously the 16 millimeter and I lenses at that point, and mine was a 24.
Yeah,
I'm on the
right.
glide cam, just like thinking I suck. And then I'll never forget when I got a 16 on a 5D full frame,
Mhm.
and I was just like, oh my gosh, that's how it's done.
See, a lot of what you did in college was like I was getting experience, but what you were filming and doing, that's like, I was like, oh man, Tyson always got like, he's got the gimbal, because I didn't have like money really. I was trying to pay for a car and like, you know, pay for, not that you have money, you had money too, but I was just like, my money was going to that.
I was just doing weddings. I had a pretty good job. I was like in construction and stuff, but my first glide cam was the India version. It was like the fly cam. Totally cheap.
Oh yeah,
like
white
weights. So weird.
Did you ever do Magic Lantern on your cameras? You know what Magic Lantern is?
It's a software thing, right?
Yeah, it's
I never did.
It's like jailbreaking your camera or whatever to give.
I heard a lot of
settings.
people doing that. I've never been that type of person that like.
Really?
That I just not a tech guy.
Yeah.
That's just me, man. And so I never did anything beyond what the camera had.
Yeah.
Unless I bought it that way.
Yeah.
But
I never did Magic Lantern, but I was like interested. But
yeah, I just wanted to be done with Super Tramp. That's why I was doing all the camera stuff.
Yeah. And then I was trying to be like Tyson.
Yeah. And then because when I think it was the cinematography one or class or whatever that we were all doing, and then we just started to like work together. I know, was it your project that I know I DP'd
you DP'd my project.
Which one was yours? Was it in that basement? Like,
yeah.
Okay, I remember that one really well. And we had that glide cam shot that went across the room.
Yep.
And
it was like a party.
Yeah, exactly. And I remember the shot, like the lighting was so harsh. And I always talk about, like, I'll never forget, I didn't know lighting, so I was just blasting light on people, and there's massive shadows on the wall. And Dennis was like, well, started critiquing it. I'm like, how do you light otherwise?
Yeah,
and
exactly.
I didn't get diffusion at that point, but.
Yep. Yeah, that was fun. That was good times. I think it turned out for what it was. It turned out great.
Do you have that?
So, I have it. Yeah, we could probably find it if you want to try it. I think it's on Vimeo. If you type in, maybe it's hidden as well. But if you type in Dustin Armstrong on Vimeo, I think you can find it.
Because you directed IDP. That was like our first hoorah together.
Yep.
Did you end up doing anything else? Like you directed that. Was that just because that was the class, or like where were you at this point? Because I'm sure it sounds like you're just trying to figure that out. But you wanted to be on camera?
Not really at this point. I still hadn't discovered like YouTube, and like, I mean, I knew what YouTube was, but there wasn't, maybe there was some influencers out there and stuff, but I was just in school. I was working and trying to get by, you know, and I think that's why. So yeah, I was working in video, and this is where things kind of deviated, but yeah, we were on the same senior project where we did the sports events or the sports videos, which I think turned out great, honestly.
Yeah, those were cool.
I was the editor, and okay, this is what's kind of crazy too. So
we were using Premiere and everyone hated it.
Yep. I loved Premiere because I could actually import the red footage without converting it.
I know, seriously. Is that what you're going to say?
No, so when my senior year, the year before my senior year, basically, that summer is when I got the job at Verizon.
Oh.
And the big reason I took it was like, I was into phones and stuff, but like the pay was really it was really good. I mean, it was an opportunity for me to really, because I was kind of, you know, living at home, also not at home, you know, still getting some support from my parents and like student loans. And, you know, we don't have to get into family details, but it was a way for me to like break away and just be totally independent from my family. Yeah. And so that's why I ended up taking it. And when school started back up, I only had one semester left, and I was like, I could, you know, what do I do? Do I keep working this job at Verizon that's not in video, that I get paid really well, and then, or do I stop the job and struggle through school more, or do I do both? And I was like, no, I want really have a life and just grind it out. And I was like, so yeah, let's do it. And so I was able to work out my schedule, because they required 40 hours basically at Verizon, and it was either, and they didn't have a part-time position, so it was either I'm there or I'm not. I was able to work it out to where all of my classes I could line up perfectly so that I could work the job and go to class, except for one class. and it was the senior projects class.
Oh.
So, but because I was going to be editing mostly, that was what you,
that
Jake,
was your role.
that was my role.
Yeah.
I talked to the professor and said, so I'm going to be totally a part of this project. I'll help film and everything like that. And I'm going to be editing it, but I can't come to the class.
Yeah.
Is that okay with you? And yeah, he said it was okay.
That's awesome.
So I was luckily able to work that out so that I could work and go to school full time and then, finish out that year.
That's so cool. That's cool that it worked out, and then you're able to grind through that and work. Because I had a job all through college as well that was not in film.
Yeah.
But the destination was always to get to that point.
Yep.
And what that was, I was figuring out. Was that still the plan when you ended up getting the job at Verizon? Was it still like, this is a temporary thing? Or it wasn't? Like, you were just taking the punches as they came?
I think, when I got closer to graduating, that was when I started thinking a lot more about it, because that was when I finally decided to get like a big boy camera, because I had been saving a lot of money that year and I wanted to buy like something that wasn't the little T3i.
Yeah.
So I looked up, different cameras and what I wanted to get. And the one I fixated on was the Sony A7S. And mostly because of the low light. Yeah. And it was full frame too. I didn't really understand sensors at that time, but I just knew full frame was like quote unquote better. Yeah. Even though I don't really believe that now, but in that time, full frame was better.
It was just cooler.
Yeah, cooler. The lenses are more wide, whatever. And so, and it was really good in low light. Like the T3i, terrible in low light. Yep. So I was like, dude, I can go to like 20,000 ISO and it still looks crazy. Good. I remember that. Yeah. So that was the camera I fixated on. Saved up a bunch of money. So when I graduated, went up to Pictureline and was like, I'm gonna buy it. So I bought.
Dude, Pictureline was the place.
It was the place.
Because you didn't really order things yet. It was like you went to Pictureline.
Yep. Amazon was like a thing, but you didn't really get that stuff off Amazon. And I think B&H
maybe had some stuff.
Yeah, but the shipping maybe, I don't know. Yeah, Pictureline.
It wasn't like it is today for sure. Yeah.
So A7S, that was the first camera, like big boy camera I bought. Was like $2,000, I think. And I remember buying it and being like, man, this is a lot of money. But I'm like, I want to eventually do video and I need to get, a camera to do that, right?
And I remember because I ran into you at Verizon. That's the only reason I knew you worked there.
Yep.
And you had mentioned that. Like, this is kind of like what I'm doing right now, still doing video.
Yeah. So when I had graduated, I was working for corporate. I wasn't working for like one of the third-party retailers. Gotcha. So when they had a manager position open up, so I applied for it. And since I had my degree now and like all this stuff, I actually did really well as a sales guy. I had one of the highest ratings for the like reviews for like experiences, and I had like good sales, not like the best, but because my customer experience surveys were so good and my sales were good, and I even came up with like a way to like get more sales, still being honest and everything, that's why they promoted me to manager and came with a slight pay increase and stuff like that. So that's why I decided to stay at Verizon. I even bought a condo so I could be totally just separate from, very independent from my parents and my family and stuff.
Cash.
Yep. Just trying to even start renting out my rooms to my friends and stuff like that. So I was just, kind of living the dream after college.
You had a mortgage and you were having your friends pay it. Dude, I did the same thing. I got a townhome and I was making profit.
Yeah.
This is dope.
That's exactly how it
mortgage
was.
And making money.
Yep.
That's super cool. So like obviously Verizon, you stayed there for a while. How did you got out? And
so
forget when I saw you, it was the next time I saw you, it was on Music Bed.
Yeah, Music Bed.
Whoa, you went what? Hold on.
Verizon to Music Bed. What?
Yeah, well, that was there was a lot of time in between that.
Yeah,
and we kind of lost touch. But like,
it's like 10 years.
Yeah, tell me about that like leap out of a corporate job in Verizon.
Yeah, so after that year, it was hard to be at Verizon because I like to just be the guy that comes in and just helps people basically, right? So I was really good at taking over like escalated customers and like solving their issues, or maybe they're having an issue, like a sales rep's having an issue activating a phone or like some random thing. I was really good at fixing those problems So that was what I wanted to do, like as a manager, so that customers that came in that didn't have those problems, they could just focus on selling, right?
Yeah.
Selling phones and, trying to assist them in those ways too. But the managers there, I still love them as people, but the big focus for Verizon was like, we want you to basically just like stand out to the side and just like observe the sales reps and then coach them and tell them what they're doing wrong.
Wow.
And I just like, I would have rather have stayed a sales rep basically, because I didn't like not helping. I feel like I just wasn't being helpful.
Yeah. And no one likes you because you're just like, you're doing this wrong.
Exactly. And I was young too. I was 23.
Yeah.
And, I didn't really get treated very like respectively from customers sometimes, because there would be like, let me get my manager. I come out, this 23-year-old, where's the manager? And I'm like, I am the manager.
Me.
No, you're general manager. He's not here.
Yeah.
So you got me.
Yeah.
So, and for the most part, it was fine. But yeah, it was hard to be in that position. So in this time, though, my brother-in-law, actually, the one who worked for the agency, I kind of mentioned to him that I was potentially looking to leave Verizon. And he was like, oh, like, we could actually use someone like you because we don't have somebody who's specifically in charge of editing.
Yeah.
And you can help out on shoots and stuff. You have helped out. So he's like, let me talk to like our partners and see if that's something that makes sense.
Sweet.
And so, yeah, he talked to them. And then a few months later, they brought me in, interviewed me, and I took quite a big pay cut to leave Verizon. But I was like, this is ultimately what I want to do. And I feel like I need to do it now while I'm younger and take this pay cut so that I could potentially, make more in the long run doing video. So yeah, that was when I finally got out of Verizon and made the leap, took the pay cut. It helped that I had, roommates, friends that were helping pay for my mortgage and stuff like that. I could have still afforded everything by myself, but it just helped having all that. And so that was when my agency job started.
That's cool. There's one thing that we breezed over that I like to ask people, and does anything stand out to you while you're at UVU as far as a story goes? Like a fun, just something that you think of that's like, oh yeah, this happened, whether it was in our senior project, in a class, just something that changed your perspective or helped you grow.
Yeah.
Is there anything like that? Because that's the best part about these is like some stories.
Yeah, I'm
putting you on the spot.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of I think one that's was kind of funny was like, so after I had transferred or made me feel kind of good, and this is also kind of funny because I'm still friends with, do you know Jeff Howe? Do you remember Jeff?
Oh yeah.
So yeah, when I
just remember his laugh.
Yeah.
It's like, so like,
yeah.
So funny.
I reconnected with Jeff too, and I'm still still friends
awesome.
with him. But we were both in the like media essentials class.
Yeah.
And I remember when I transferred and got in there, it was like, because it was like as easy as it was, or it was like I was going back to high school basically, that media, but I had to take it because it's a prerequisite or whatever.
Yeah.
Me and Jeff, the professor would always do like extra credit points for students that voted on the best project, because we would all look at everybody's projects that we would do in the class. And so me and Jeff were always the ones going back and forth getting voted on for extra credit points.
That's cool.
So that was kind of fun.
Yeah. You guys
and that's how me and Jeff became friends.
That's
because
cool.
It was always, and I always thought Jeff, he was doing like those fight scenes and stuff.
Yeah.
He still kind of does some of that stuff.
Cool.
I always thought he was really good at that, like choreography and stuff. And so,
do you remember his Schindler's List?
Schindler's List.
That was like one of his projects he recreated. I don't remember what class it was, but I ended up DPing it, and it was like that moment where Morgan Freeman and the main guy are sitting in prison together with their backs against the wall, talking. Were you on that? Yeah.
I was on Justin Berg's. I was he did like a Shawshank Redemption thing. Berg. I was one of the actors for it.
Yeah.
So, yeah, there's that. Yeah, I'm trying to think of stories though. Okay, I do have a story.
Okay.
This one's kind of funny. So, a video game had Do you remember? Oh man, what's his name? Sorry, I'm like going all over the place.
You're
I'm just
good.
trying to
Well, I
figure
put
out
you
how
on
to
the
start
spot.
this story. Ricardo, the audio guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I was helping him on his senior project. The night prior, though, I think it was like Halo, a new Halo game or something came out.
Yeah.
And I'm like a big gamer. We'll get into this in a minute. Big gamer. Love video games my whole life. I decided to stay up all night, though, and play, and then go help Ricardo on his senior project. And there's a picture of me somewhere, but halfway through the day of that project, I just like sat on this chair and just totally conked out.
Really?
And
right.
they just were taking pictures of me. And Tyler, if you remember Tyler, yeah, specifically took some pictures of me, and
of course he did.
Yeah, was posting it, making fun of me, and everybody's.
What was your role on that shoot?
I think I was helping with camera because we borrowed my brother-in-law's Blackmagic. You know the box Blackmagic camera. So yeah, we borrowed, shot it on that.
JJ, who the guy that was on our senior project?
Jake. Yeah, Jake.
He had a Blackmagic.
He did. Maybe it was his then.
It wasn't Jake.
No. Who else was there? Because I know it was me, you, Diana, Tara, and Jake. That's all I remember.
Gifford.
Jake Gifford.
Obviously, he was Asian. Like Filipino.
I'm trying to remember. I don't remember.
He did music videos. I think he still does, and I know Diana still does music videos with him.
Huh.
I think he hires her to direct and produce.
Way better with faces than I am with names.
That's
so
just
if I saw his face,
because we did a business class together. But I remember him being on our set at one point during the senior project. He may have just been helping. But anyway. Cool.
Anyways,
we can move back to the whole transition. What did you start doing after Verizon, or after you were working with the agency, and then like social media started happening? Like when did you start posting to YouTube, things like that?
So yeah, this is finally where like YouTube started for me. My interest in YouTube, because the agency job, this is where I got a lot of camera experience too. So experience with the Red, experience much more. Like editing Red footage, was editing in Premiere and After Effects. This is finally where I learned After Effects too, was at this job, because there was nobody to teach me. So I was kind of just expected. And, but there were times where there was a lot of downtime. And because I spent a lot of time on YouTube learning, I'd also see influencers and people making content. And one that stood out to me was PewDiePie. You know PewDiePie?
Oh yeah.
Because I was in the gaming, and he was the biggest one, still probably the biggest one. So I'd watch his stuff, and I'd be like, I can edit the way he edits. Yeah. And I just need to like get more comfortable in front of the camera and just, Yeah. So this is maybe where my interest in like being in front of the camera started as well. And so in my free time, there's so many things always going on at once, but in my free time, before I started doing more freelance outside of the agency, I had a gaming YouTube channel, and I was called Musclehawk.
Nice.
Yeah, Musclehawk.
Where'd that come from?
So that is actually a local band here.
Really?
Yeah, so I had a buddy who's a director. He directed their music video, and the band's called Musclehawk. It's actually a really good song too.
Cool.
But one day, this was years prior, I was playing video games and I needed to change my Xbox Live name. And I was just like looking around like, what should I change it to? And then I saw the Musclehawk poster on the wall, and I was like,
done.
Musclehawk.
Done.
So it just stuck ever since.
Did you do that for a while? Or still do it?
The gaming stuff?
Yeah.
I only did it.
Musclehawk.
Musclehawk. This is actually later, which we will get into. This is years later, but this kind of shows you a little bit what I was into. We'll get into this. So this is a little bit later, but
geez, Ben, slow down.
Sorry. Yeah. That's the
we got to preview.
Basically, that's the YouTube channel. There's stuff on there that's hidden because it's cringy AF. And I don't know, maybe we can pull it up and I can show you.
Please don't show that.
Yeah, it's so cringy. Even some of the stuff I did on Musclehawk later too was
Dude, we all did
cringy.
It, man.
Yeah, we all did it.
We all have it. I've got lots of that stuff. It's still alive too.
Yeah. So I did it for maybe 4 months.
Yeah.
And didn't really see a ton of success. Also, it was just like my setup was like terrible. Had like a mic plugged into Audition. Then I had to like film with a GoPro and then capture also into my laptop the game. But then I had to like screen capture it. Everything was just total mess.
And well, that was so hard to do back then.
Yep. Editing it was a total mess. Organization. Like the GoPro would sometimes die and like then I'd have to use my camera, but then it had a record limit.
Yeah.
And it was just a mess. And but probably the bigger reason I kind of stopped was because I started freelancing for a hunting YouTube channel, or a buddy of mine I went to high school with, super into hunting. I remember seeing that. Yeah, he started filming like hunting adventures from these hunters, big hunters, and he's a really big like videographer in the hunting space now. Cool. But I was editing his videos because he's like, I'm gone like 250 days out of the year. I need an editor. We were in the same condo complex. That's how we reconnected. Got it. So I started freelancing for him on the side, and we would post these videos on this YouTube channel. We had a guy that was kind of paying for it, and it was called The Experience. And we could pull that up too. It's probably a good one to pull up. That actually shows stuff that I did.
Not Muscle Hawk.
Yeah, not Muscle Hawk yet. But yeah, so The Experience, when I started editing for that channel, we had like 300.
What's that channel called?
The Experience.
Oh, The Experience.
Yeah, sorry. The Experience.
No, that was my fault. It just sounds like you're saying my experience.
Yeah, my experience, yeah. The Experience. I started editing on that channel and posting on it when I only had like 300 subscribers. When me and him separated from it, it got up to like 60,000. So we grew that channel, and I really wish we could have grown it even more. Yeah. Because later we wanted to post like one longer hunting film a month, one short one, a like hunting gear review. And people would always ask us like, how are you editing this? Like, how are you filming? What cameras are you using? Yeah, this is it. So go to, this is one I did. I recognize it already. But
are you filming this?
No. So
he'll film it.
Yeah, the guy who Mongolia, Ibex. Hopefully it's okay to show animals.
Hey man, this is your journey. We can show whatever you want.
So I edited these films basically of these just hunting, once in a lifetime hunting experiences for these guys. And it's kind of interesting too. I'll just speak a little bit on it. It taught me a lot about the hunting world. Yeah. And like a lot of these animals that they hunt, they'd be like endangered, but these cities would release tags for like crazy amounts of money, so a limited number, and it would make the populations thrive because they would restrict it. They would put money into like poaching. I even edited a bunch of films in Africa as well. Wow. And the same thing, like Africa would not survive if hunting was not a thing.
It's like a tourist. It's like having a tourist attraction.
Yeah. And if you want a guy that on this podcast that has some crazy stories, bring him on. The Hunter. I believe it. I'll give you one little thing. He was in a helicopter crash.
No way. That's crazy.
Yeah. So I can give you his info because if you brought him on, he's got stories. But let him know you know.
This guy on the left?
Nope. He's not really in front of the camera much.
Oh, he's actually shooting this.
Yeah, he's shooting.
I thought he was a hunter.
He is a hunter too, but he's filming it.
Got it.
He would get hired like a day rate, totally different world too. He'd get hired as a day rate to come in. Oh, there's a snow leopard.
So wow.
Yeah, they didn't actually hunt those because those are highly endangered. But yeah,
he was being hired by different hunters.
Yep. So like because these hunters, they got a lot of money because they're paying a lot to try and get these tags for these high value.
Do a video.
Yep. So they're like, we're already spending hundreds of thousands on this trip, this experience. So they just hire somebody to come film it, and like to them, it's like a drop in the bucket. Spend $5,000.
Like, So he was like, I've got these videos. I'm gonna start putting them on YouTube, and the hunters were cool with that.
Yep. Cool. So yeah, they'd work out. Some of the brands would like sponsor it. So like some of the gear he's wearing, like this is Kuyu, they would sponsor some of this. So this is like camp for them out in the middle of nowhere in Mongolia.
How cool. This video has 2.5 million views. That's what Ben said if you couldn't hear. That's crazy.
So yeah, these videos, so I have no experience in the hunting world. And so I would I didn't know what a hunting video looked like or how to make it. So I would just make it how I thought it should be made.
It's like a little documentary.
And yeah, people loved it.
Yeah.
As you can see, you can pretty much up until, I can't remember how long ago it was, but all the videos from the beginning until like 3 years into it or so were all edited by me. And a lot of them have millions, if not hundreds of thousands of views.
That's so cool.
Because they did extremely well.
It's a great little niche.
Yeah, I think it's just because I would take the footage, it'd be terabytes of footage, put it all day by day on the timeline, and I would just watch it all. Yeah. Just like at double speed. Because I'm like,
that's
I
so
can't,
important.
I can't make a story if I don't know what I'm working with, basically. So that's I think,
so important. And that's something to talk about. Like, because I edited a TV show, Making Good. Mm-hmm. Sorry, with Kirby Hayborn. Mm-hmm. And it was that way. There was a week of footage.
Yep.
And it's like, okay, well, obviously theirs was pretty chronological, but then you have interviews that you have to mix in to talk about it. And if it's like, there's, here you go. And it's like, you got to review all the footage. And that's like the most important part. Because what happens is while you're editing and you're starting to create something, you'll get an idea and be like, oh, that was there. Yep. I should go get that footage and bring it here. Otherwise, that's not going to happen.
Exactly.
So that's pretty cool. And that's so boring.
But it was
so important.
Tedious. Yeah. And like I freelanced for a long time for him. But eventually I was like, I told him, he even still tries to get me to do stuff sometimes. I was just like, I've moved on.
Big time.
Yeah.
Like Crumbl.
It was a great experience, just like getting raw footage and just like trying to make something out of it. Yeah. And they don't always like get what they're going for and stuff. So sometimes it's tough to make a story when they don't, get the kill, I guess, or their trophy in a way. So, and something kind of cool too. They take a lot of this, not all of them, but they'll take like the meat from this and they'll just donate it to, like people in villages and stuff like that. And the crazy one with Africa is, the educated ones that are there, they actually hate poachers, because when they, like an animal like a leopard or a lion or something or an elephant gets poached, to them that's just a waste of life. Whereas if it's done correctly through hunting and they're getting all this money from these animals and there's just a restricted amount, they actually celebrate it. So these Africa ones, you won't find them on YouTube, but these Africa ones that I edited, I would see these they actually celebrate when like an old lion. Oh, and some of the old lions too, they actually make it hard for the younger lions to like mate and grow the population. Yeah. So that's why they celebrate when a lion is taken correctly or something like that. So it opened my eyes a lot to like the hunting world and stuff like that. This is what's kind of cool about
so many people just see a dead animal.
Exactly.
And like, and I'm sure you guys got a lot of that kind of hate.
Oh yeah, the comments on those videos don't do great, but I mean, the ones that understand, it's controversial, and so obviously sometimes they're not all as ethical as that, but for the most part, the ones that I watched, I got to see the raw footage of it. And on one of the Africa ones too, they caught a poacher, and the Africans are like slapping him and like pushing him and like basically just like, this is bad. You don't do this. You don't want to. Anyways, we don't have to get too much into it, but that's one thing that is kind of cool about being in film and like editing and trying a lot of different industries is like you learn a lot about different industries from editing footage and
Dude, I did a seminar early in my days consistently for like years. They'd hire me as like 3 times a year about essential oils, and it wasn't Young Living, it wasn't doTERRA, it was like a startup that wanted to be like that. Bro, I could tell you all kinds of stuff about older women and the essential oil world. And that's just to your point. You learn about some of the weirdest things, but also some of the coolest things. It's like I wouldn't know anything about that otherwise. I could tell you all about hair extensions. You know what? I could tell you all about women's underwear because of Honeywell. Everyone here can, and you can as well. But it's like, if a company's thriving and they need content, man, you do a good job with it and you learn it. So I totally hear that.
So did freelance on the side from this, and it was about 2 years later working at the agency. It gave me a great portfolio because I worked on a bunch of different clients and different industries and was doing this and stuff. But because of my interest in YouTube, I had a buddy that was pretty successful on YouTube, and he was making rings for a living. His YouTube channel, I guess you could pull it up. It's Patrick Adair Designs. So his oldest brother was my groomsman at my wedding. So we had been friends like for a long time. But yeah, his younger brother had this kind of successful YouTube channel, and the agency got new partners that it just wasn't going in a direction I felt like was where I was, that was aligning. I don't know, like culture just changed, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I didn't really feel very secure, but I had built up this freelance stuff, and I had this connection with this YouTuber, and was doing like some weddings and stuff on the side, and just some social content that was starting to become more of a thing. So I was like, maybe I'll just go freelance, because I feel like I can.
Got income. Yeah,
I've got income, and I've got clients, I guess, consistent. So why not try? And then I could actually go out and film some of these hunting things with, his name's Dallas, with Dallas, and I can do this YouTuber stuff like weekly. So yeah, I worked out a retainer with him. He was feeding me consistent stuff. I started doing, so yeah, I left, and then a year later the agency dissolved, so they don't exist anymore. So it was kind of a good timing. But also was trying to do some wedding stuff. So I went to wedding conventions and would like bring a 75-inch TV, play my wedding videos, because nobody would do that in video. So I did pretty well. Not crazy good, I would say, in weddings. It maybe took up like 20% of my income. But yeah, like the YouTube stuff and social media. How did you
shoot weddings?
So what was your style? I was never a glide cammer.
Really?
Yeah. I always wanted like a good stabilizer. The first one I bought was called like the Robin Axler. That was kind of like a glide cam.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just never could do a glide cam.
Yeah.
But it wasn't until June, June, the gimbal. Here we go. This was when I was like freelance. These are some of the videos.
You have a gimbal.
So I'm on a gimbal.
Yep.
The June Crane 2. That's what it was called. Yeah, the Crane 2. So this was on the Sony A7 III. So I had gotten a A7S II and an A7 III.
Yeah.
Those were like my cameras. And the A7 III was like the first mirrorless camera that actually had good autofocus too. And so...
Dude, where did you get inspo for your first looks? Did
you
ever watch like McLean or David Perry?
Chris McLean.
Yeah. That's where I got a lot of mine.
Yep. Chris was...
It looks just like something I would have shot or he would have shot. It's like...
Chris is like a big staple in Utah for weddings.
Sure.
He's definitely like a... What's the word?
He's the OG of filming weddings. Him and David Perry. Do you know who David Perry is? I hired him to do my wedding.
Yeah. So I hired Chris to do mine.
Did you? That's cool.
Crazy.
Because we know what we want.
Yeah,
it's gotta be good.
Exactly.
That's cool.
Yeah, probably the best first look I did that did really well it's at Tibble Fork as well, but it's with another couple. I can point it out if you go back to my channel.
That's cool.
It wasn't shot on the Sony, but it is, which we'll get into later, but probably one of my favorite
ones. You shoot a lot of weddings, dude.
Yeah. It was...
And you got behind the scenes too.
Kind of. Okay, it's that one on the very right. Yep, that one. This is probably one of the ones that sticks out to me. And the one at the very beginning.
Like you're most proud of?
Yeah, and the one at least first look-wise, and then the one at the very beginning is one I showed in one of my YouTube videos that has like 250,000 views.
Nice.
Where I give like wedding video filming tips. But yeah, this was a good one. Sadly, this couple is not together anymore.
Dude,
but
how many? I have quite a few proposal videos online, and that people aren't together anymore. One of them was like, "Hey, can you take this down because it's up there and it's a different part of my life, and I don't want people to see it."
Yeah.
So and it was like at 2.5 million views, and I was generating income from it.
Yeah.
But I respectfully took it off and turned it off.
That happens. But anyways, yeah, so this was freelance, and during this time too, this was actually later, but
dude, I shot in this exact spot.
It's a good spot.
It
the
is.
Mountains
Right
in the background,
yes.
forest, like big open.
Oh, sad they're not together. What a cute couple.
I know. They kind of like quote unquote went viral too. Like the photographer, her photos like blew up with this couple because of his reaction.
Yeah, it was great. He was crying before he even saw her.
Yep.
That's hard to find.
It is. This is where the video gets like really good, but I'll just keep talking as it plays. But the while I was freelance though, ended up getting married. I like bought a house. I had zero debt actually at this time, so I was doing really well for myself.
Yeah.
But after I had gotten married, freelance was starting to get kind of tougher, you know, wanted to be home more and not be as unpredictable. It just didn't really fit the new kind of like lifestyle after I got married and stuff. And I had been kind of applying for jobs loosely while I was freelance because it's whatever, you never know.
Yeah.
Never got any interviews though, but this is where I got the job at Nu Skin.
Gotcha.
So just got an interview, had a great portfolio, and then it was like 3 weeks later, went in for one more interview, and then like a week later they offered me the job.
Yeah.
So, and I felt like I was in kind of the heyday of Nu Skin, like the very tip top of it or whatever.
Was it an MLM?
Yeah, it's an MLM.
They
also, you can buy the stuff without going through somebody.
Part of the.
Out of all the MLMs I've least known of or been in contact with, they are one of the better ones.
Yeah, and I've heard that.
Yeah, because they don't like require a minimum order. They've been around a really long time.
And the reality is everything's an MLM.
Yeah.
It's just that reputation that some companies have put on it.
Exactly.
It's pretty bad.
Yeah. But, you know, I'll kind of like cruise through Nu Skin. It did give me some good experience as like a producer because there were some shoots where it was like, it's out in New York. You need a gaffer, find a gaffer. And I'm like, how do you find a gaffer in a place or city? I've never been, like, I never even been to New York. I was like, I don't know anybody out there. So I would just call the studio that we were going to and I'd be like, you guys know any gaffers out there that I could hire? And then they would put me in contact with some people. And so it helped me learn how to like resource in places and just act like more as a producer and not just a video guy. It's
a weird shift because when I was at Supertramp, I was strictly directing and shooting, and then when I went to Nomadic, all of a sudden I had to make projects happen, and I'm like, holy crap! Yeah, it's a whole different world, and it's cool because it's good experience because it kind of pushes you to make things happen, which is you have to. But then when you actually go out and do your own thing, it's like so important to be able to have that network and reach out.
Yeah, because that time when I was freelance, I definitely learned I'm way better at creating and making the videos than I am at being a business owner. Yeah. And this continues throughout. I definitely got better over time, but I'm not very good. I'm more of like a specialist, I guess you could say. I can like step in and be the leader or direct or take over, be in charge because I'm confident in my skills, but I'm definitely more of like a specialist. Yeah. So I've learned that about myself and not so much like a business owner. Yeah. So anyways, through Nu Skin though, wasn't very creative, gave me great experience and stability and predictability at the time. And, you know, that's where I had my first son, only son right now, only kid. And so, it gave me great experience like producing and, you know, working in the corporate environment, not so much agency, small agency and freelance, in the video world at least. But this is where like so I was finishing out some freelance stuff when I first started there. And then about another year into it, I didn't have any freelance. And I was like, this is like weird for me. And I was like, what do I do with my free time? Yeah. I didn't have a kid yet. And so I was like, well, maybe I can like get back into the gaming thing that I was doing. Yeah. Like the streaming and making YouTube videos and stuff. And I was like, yeah, you know what? I'm going to do that. And I started watching a YouTuber called, his name's Harris Heller or Senpai Gaming. Back then it was called Alpha Gaming before he changed the channel. But at the time he gave really good like streaming and gaming advice and being a content creator in the streaming space. And weirdly, I was watching one of his videos and I saw somebody in one of his videos that I know. I was like, what the, you know this guy? Like, he's in Utah? Like, what
That's
the?
crazy.
So that was kind of, and we'll get back to that later. But anyways, so I was getting into streaming, and I could really like grasp audio, and there was more equipment and gear that had come out to make streaming easier. And so I kind of, this is also the time when like TikTok was getting more popular as well. So I was like, I'm going to start streaming and like start posting videos on TikTok and just posting my clips on TikTok and seeing what happens. And so, I was doing that for like 2 months. And then one day my phone started exploding with followers on TikTok and on Twitch. So I was streaming on Twitch. And this is where my Twitch channel and like gaming career started.
What was it called?
Muscle Hawk. Yeah, this is where Muscle Hawk started. Okay. The name is different on Twitch happened? Now.
One video just went nuts.
Yeah, I don't know. One video just, it actually for some reason made people, or gave people like a reason, or they wanted to actually come follow me on Twitch, because it's really hard to pull that following from TikTok onto another platform. And so, channel trailer. Oh, this was like a Halloween thing that I did. But this was my setup.
Yeah. Good job.
This is this is kind of funny. But
quite crazy to see.
Yeah. Look much younger too.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's young Dustin.
No. What's gonna happen to him? Something bad is happening. Yeah, and because I was kind of skilled, with editing and stuff.
Yeah, there was entertainment value.
Yeah. And then
oh, creepy. This is your trailer?
This was a thing I did for Halloween one year. Cool. So I would do, I don't know. But anyway, so when I blew up, my phone was exploding though. Yeah. I was getting a follower every minute on Twitch, and like,
you had your notifications on.
Yeah, so it's just like phone's exploding. I'm like, okay, I'm going to go live on Twitch tonight. What's going to happen? Are people going to show up? Like, am I going to, what's going to happen? Because this has never happened to me before, and I've heard of it online. So I went live that night on Twitch to like 150 viewers. And still every minute, new follower. And I was like, that was basically like the most euphoric thing I've ever like experienced when it comes to like being an influencer or whatever. And that month, so I was like, well, this is what I'm doing now. I even told my wife, I'm like, I'm going to start consistently streaming at certain times 3 times a week, and keep posting, keep growing. Because that month I went from like, I don't know, making like $10, $20 on Twitch. That month I made like $3,000. And I was like, this is my new freelance thing now. Nice. Is doing this streaming and gaming stuff.
That's so out of my wheelhouse, man. Yep. Because I stopped gaming, and it was like NBA 2K and MX Unleashed, but it was PS2.
Yeah. Oh wow, that was
freshman year of or college. That's when I stopped. After that,
I was playing like Lord of the Rings, the Two Towers.
Yeah, PS2, I played that.
And, that type of stuff.
So you started streaming, and you just loved.
Yeah, like it was a lot of fun.
Yeah,
I loved doing. I think I'll get into like my thoughts and opinions on it, but it was just so much fun because gaming was something I never thought I could like make something out of, I guess. Is always just a hobby, and I had tried kind of before to do something like PewDiePie was doing. But and that month, the first like 3 months of me streaming, I was actually in the top like 0.5% of streamers on Twitch. Dang. It's really, really hard to grow a following on Twitch. And I wasn't like huge. I was averaging like 80 to 125 viewers per stream, but just kind of shows you how hard it is to gain a following there and like do something with it. But I kept posting and was growing on TikTok as well. So my TikTok got to like, it was like 50,000 followers on TikTok, and then I was at like 6,000.
Is this like a personal one, or is this Muscle Hawk?
This was Muscle Hawk.
Got it.
Yeah, Muscle Hawk. So everything I did on TikTok was directly related to Twitch. Gotcha. And that's how the following came over from Twitch. Just hit the algorithm right. But things kind of like calmed down a bit. I had a few like big kind of like times where I
Bumps.
gained a bunch of bumps. But then I forgot a really important detail I just realized. Let's circle back to being at New Skin. This is actually where I started my YouTube channel on LUMIX. So, and before like Twitch had kind of blown up. When I was at New Skin, I was still freelancing, but I really wanted to like up my game when it came to freelance, because the Sonys were great, and I was really waiting on the long-awaited Sony A7S III or Sony FX3. I didn't know that was going to be a thing, but yeah, the Sony A7S III is like, that was like my end game camera at that time, and just kept waiting, but it wasn't coming. And as far as LUMIX goes, I had used the GH5 Mark II in a wedding video because the client actually requested it. They wanted me to future-proof his wedding, so he wanted it shot in 4K. My cameras, they shot in 4K, but not slow-mo.
Yeah.
So he asked, well, how about you shoot on this camera? And I was like, sure, I'll shoot on that camera.
I love that camera.
It's a great camera. Most
GH4 wasn't good, and then the GH5 was incredible.
Yeah. Most people, when I mention LUMIX, GH5 is the one they bring up. So,
which I honestly don't know where it is. It pisses me off. I had a GH5, amazing camera. There's no reason I shouldn't be shooting with it still. Yeah. Gone. Just disappeared.
Yeah, you should. There's another one you should.
Well, I mean, like for stuff like this, when you're just like a podcast camera, it's perfect for that. And it was at my last office in Lehigh, and I think someone took it.
Probably.
Yeah.
Just sitting there, and they're just like, it wasn't being used. So yeah, that sucks.
And it's just a memento. What's that? Just a little trophy from the past.
Yeah, exactly. So I shot that wedding and like posted it. I was posting on my weddings and stuff on YouTube, and I would put the camera it was shot on. So like you can see it on my Film Thrasher YouTube. That's Film Thrasher was my business name. That's
I remember that.
Yeah, it goes by that. It's still my business name. Haven't changed
your
it
invoice
yet.
Name.
Yep, still haven't changed it. Manio Media is technically what I want it to be, but anyways, I just haven't changed it. But again, not a good business owner. Like
it's okay.
So I was posting the cameras it was shot on and stuff like that. My Sony videos, I wasn't posting it to get views. I would just post them there to like use the link. Did them, use the link to like put on a website or something, or be people like, show me examples. Boom, here you go. They're all here. Yeah. So when I posted that video, I noticed it got like a bunch of views, the GH5 too, and I was like, that's weird. And then that was when I kind of got interested or knew about LUMIX. And then I saw an article that they were going to be making a full frame camera. So that was where it got my eye, like they were more on my radar, LUMIX. And then when I was at New Skin, I was shooting a bike race down south in like St. George, and it was really hot. And the Sonys, they would overheat. So I was like, I want a camera that I know is not going to overheat for this thing. So I rented the S1 is what it was called, the LUMIX S1, their full frame camera. And yeah, I used it, and that was when I like kind of fell in love with LUMIX, because I could shoot 4K 60. It was Super 35, it was cropped, but I could shoot 4K 60, no overheating. I thought the colors and everything looked great. It really like stood out to me. And that weekend I even shot a wedding with it, and I noticed like, wow, like I don't know, the image quality and the colors, everything so just sharp. It looked so much better than my Sony. And so that was when I was like, all right, if Sony doesn't release this A7S III, I'm going to go with the LUMIX. Yeah. And then LUMIX had just released the LUMIX S1H. And Sony didn't announce anything. There was no kind of rumors or whatever about it either. And so
making the switch.
Yep. So I'm like, I'm going to buy that camera. I didn't actually fully switch. I decided to sell my A7S, my A7S II. I'd keep my A7 III and buy this S1H. And so bought it knowing that the autofocus was not as good. But I just I felt like it could up my quality basically. And I knew that it had a lot of cool features, but I didn't really know what. And so shot a few weddings, posted them on that YouTube channel. And then this is where I noticed something when it came to like YouTube, because I had dabbled on YouTube a lot between like the first time I got interested in YouTube and then until now. I bought that S1H. This was 2019 for context. End of 2019.
Yeah.
When I would post those wedding videos, though, I noticed people in the comments would ask me questions about the camera. And I was like,
this is weird.
Yeah, I was like,
you're not here to watch a music or a
wedding video. And they would get like hundreds of views. Not that I was doing it for views, but my Sony videos would get like 20 views.
Yeah.
And then that one would get hundreds of views. And they asked me questions about the camera. And I was like, that was when it clicked for me, like, maybe I should make a YouTube channel about LUMIX, because it seems like even when I looked for videos online, there wasn't really much on LUMIX. So I was like, maybe I should do that.
Yeah.
So the first video I posted, I got like 100 subscribers immediately, got like a couple hundred views, and I was like, all right, I finally found something that like is working.
Yeah.
So through Nu Skin, being at Nu Skin, I was posting on YouTube and about LUMIX cameras. I got into the YouTube partner program like within a couple of months, and so I was getting ad revenue, not much, but
yeah,
I think I got like 2,000 subscribers like that first year, and then it was the next year, so 2020 and then 2021. See, I'm trying to just put all the timelines together, but it was, I'm pretty sure at least. Yeah, I think it was around 2021 or 2020. Yeah, it was around 2021. Sorry. 2021 was when me posting on YouTube and stuff like that, is a year and a half later, basically, LUMIX actually emailed me.
Yeah.
And they said like, hey, we've watched your YouTube channel since you started it. We want to just like kind of stay in contact.
Yeah.
They didn't say they wanted to sponsor me or anything like that, but they're just like, we notice you and we should, I think, like,
yeah, you're pushing their
be in touch, basically. So it wasn't until the next year that they actually sent me in 2022, I think. Trying to get all these timelines down. Something like that. Sorry, something like that. Yeah, something like that, where they sent me the GH6 early. Yeah. Got to use it, make a video on it, post it on my channel. And so, yeah, that was great. And I had gotten to maybe like, I don't know, 4,000 subscribers.
What's your
or
channel
so.
Name for this? I guess
just Dustin Armstrong. So, yeah, you could pull up is this the GH6 one? Yeah, so this is, GH6. It's a very similar vibe to my Twitch stuff.
Yeah.
But as far as the look goes,
so this was like 22 when you posted this?
I can't remember the exact year, but it'll probably show in the description. But so they didn't let me keep that camera though or anything. They asked for it back 2 weeks later, but it's still like my first ever working with a big camera brand or whatever. Still using my Sony. I did rag on them a lot about their like autofocus. Here we go. Yeah, we got some BTS of me actually using it and stuff. So this was on the GH6. And when I had started doing, the reason I needed to go back, one, it's really important for future stuff I'm going to talk about, but when I was doing the stuff on Twitch and gaming, I wasn't really posting or pursuing this at all.
Yeah.
And it was because that was just working, and this was not that this wasn't working, but it just was like that was new, exciting, and like I just didn't really see a need to like pursue this at the time, right?
Yeah.
And so now we're back to where we were.
Yeah.
That year, this is where the story gets even more interesting. That next year there was this gaming like streamer competition for like a clan called Phase 1. So that video you were showing on my Musclehawk channel, that's the video you could play now. They were doing this competition where basically they would choose somebody to join like their organization. It's called an org, or their clan was Phase, and you had to submit a video to it, and if you were going to win it, you would win $1 million a $250,000 sponsorship, and a Nissan GTR. So a really big deal, you know? And I kind of was like, yeah, this was my submission for that. It was kind of like, I think it was at least. Maybe this is, hold on, go back to the channel real quick. I think this actually might be a different video. No, this isn't my submission. We'll see if there's one before it. I may have hidden it as well, now that I think about it. We can play that one. That one works. The submission kind of looks something like this, though. The other one's hidden. I should have unhid some of this.
You a millionaire now? Just kidding.
We'll get to that. So I kind of submitted like last minute because it's like, am I going to win this thing? No, probably not. Am I even going to move on to the next round? You know, probably not. Look who it is. It's Tyler.
Dude, I haven't seen him in forever.
You should bring Tyler on.
Cardinal Media or something?
Cardinal Red Productions.
Cardinal Red, yep.
So yeah, last minute I kind of just decided, you know what, why not? Threw something together. It was kind of along these lines, and used this footage because I had already shot it, submitted it. Yeah. And then they were announcing the first 20 that were moving on, and I was the second one that they announced. And so that was crazy. They're like, stream was like blowing up. They brought me in onto the thing to like talk and stuff like that. So yeah, it was crazy. I was like, whoa. They were going to announce 100 people that were moving on. And I was like, I now have a 1 in 100 chance of winning $1 million. Yeah. Like, this is crazy. Yeah. And maybe I'm going to become like a, you know,
ninja
streamer basically. Yeah. Like a streamer and be making content about streaming. Right. Yeah. So yeah, moved on and had to do 2 more submissions, and they were going to announce the next 20 that were going to move on. And the next 20 that moved on were going to get flown out to like their headquarters, and they would be doing a 24-hour stream for a week straight. Whoa. And then they would be eliminating people basically along the way, like a game show. But unfortunately, I didn't move on. Oh, which is funny. I think there was some, quote unquote, I guess nepotism is maybe the right word or something, but politics. Politics is probably a better one in this case. Politics involved on why me and a lot of the other creators in the streaming space didn't move on. It also got me connected with a bunch of different creators and stuff like that through this competition and kind of eyeballs on me. But I wasn't really enjoying a lot of my time at New Skin because it wasn't as creative. This was doing well and stuff like that. But I also wasn't really enjoying like editing anymore, like in Premiere and stuff like that. So I felt like I was thinking I didn't even want to do like video editing anymore. So and New Skin, like culture changed. They brought in like another creative director. Anyways, yeah, long story short, I ended up leaving with kind of no plan. Yeah. But to just like pursue that and maybe try some other business ventures in video. Mm-hmm. At the time, I'd also had a son. This is when my son was born, like the previous year, and my wife wasn't working. These were what I call the dark times for me, because, really went into like a lot of debt. Basically, nothing worked out. My like gaming, streaming personality just tanked to like nothing. Was making only like a couple hundred, and a lot of the business ventures that like I pursued just fell completely flat. Yeah. And so I was just like down bad, I guess is the best word for it.
When you have now the pressure of providing for a kid and a wife.
Mm-hmm. We had moved to a new house and stuff too. Yeah. And like, it was a lot of pressure. And so I was like quite on the verge of like, I don't want to be like dramatic and be like and say like, it's things, this next thing that happened saved me, but like I was really down bad, not in a good place, and not happy, very depressed. Yeah. And but I did notice that my LUMIX YouTube channel was still growing, even though I hadn't posted on it. And then LUMIX actually had reached out to me. I hadn't had contact with them in forever, and they were like, "Hey, we've got this new camera coming out. We want you to test it out though, and let us know how the autofocus is." Yeah. And I told them, I was like, I mean, I haven't posted in like over a year. I'm not really posting right now. Don't really have plans to. So like, don't even worry about it. Like, you don't have to send it to me. And they were just like, we don't really care. We're going to send it to you anyways. And I was like, okay. So yeah, they sent it to me, and I had felt like that kind of made me like want to post more.
Yeah.
Because I was like, wow, like this brand, the camera brand that I haven't been promoting on social media or anything, they just genuinely care what I think of this new product coming out. They're sending it to me early. Yeah. It was a pre-production S5 II. It had like a weird grip on it and stuff, but yeah, it was, and I gotta like provide some feedback and stuff. And so that was really cool that not only did I get the camera, I didn't even know when the camera was coming out. So like the GH6, it was coming out in like 2 weeks. Whereas this one, it was like, oh, I'm giving like direct feedback on things. And then it was like a month later, I got another email from them, and they're like, hey, we're doing this event in Japan around this camera. Do you want to come? And I was like,
freak yeah.
Yeah, I was like, heck yeah.
That's so cool.
And I was like, this was the moment where I was just like, what? Yeah, like why? I was like questioning everything. I'm like, why was I invited to this? Like, I only got like 4,500 subscribers on YouTube, and maybe it's because LUMIX is such a small niche. Like, I don't know. But I was like, I'm not going to say no. Like, I'd been to Japan before and I love Japan, but this was like, yeah, felt like once in a lifetime opportunity.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, I went, and like, in a way, this trip kind of like saved me. It gave me hope, I guess, that there's grass is greener. I could pull myself out of like this situation I was in. They reimbursed my expenses. They didn't pay me or anything, but they reimbursed our expenses. And like, this is where I also got to meet a lot of like-minded people using the same gear. They're doing YouTube in the same niche. And I even met one of my like idol YouTubers in the camera space. Do you know who Joshio is? We should pull up Joshio. Cause Josh, Make Art Now. Yeah, so pull up Josh's channel, because Josh was I didn't really relate a ton with Peter. Like, I've never met Peter, but there's a lot of people that really like him, and I think his content and what he does is great, and he's like a pioneer in the space, but I never really like resonated much with his content. But Josh's content, Make Art Now, really resonated with me. Loved his stuff. Why? Even some of my old videos too, like, kind of resemble some of his content.
Yeah, why didn't you relate to Peter's content and you related to this guy's?
I think it's because Josh felt like, this might be kind of mean. If I ever meet Peter, I'm sorry. It was more entertaining.
Cool. He won't care.
Is the best way I can put it. Because Josh would like do these, he is like so particular in what he does that, not that I'm saying Peter isn't, but like, he comes up with the most like unique ideas I've ever seen. Like, this is his product, this marble orbit thing I thought was really cool. And like, what is he doing? Like this TV, like, you know,
what the heck? Yeah.
He did these things like with the A7S III, sorry, because I was on the Sony A7 III. He made these videos on the A7 III that were like nobody was making.
What a cool idea.
Yeah, he did like he did this thing called a burst lapse, where he would take a bunch of raw photos like in a burst, and he would get like 3 or 4 seconds of raw photos that he would turn into a video sequence, and he could get like these cool B-roll sequences shooting in raw, basically. And so Josh was like my idol. And when I showed up to Japan, so got off the flight, it's like in a movie, get off the flight, they're holding up a Panasonic sign, and I'm like, there I am, go to Panasonic, and they're like, okay, you're Dustin, check me off the list, okay, come over here.
Like, for an experience like that for your first time is the coolest.
Yeah, it's so cool. And I'm walking up to these two guys, and this is right when Japan had opened up from COVID, so we were all wearing masks, but then I look up, and it's Josh.
Whoa.
And I'm like,
how cool.
I'm like, what are the chances of this? Like, and I was like, I know who you are. And he was like, oh, because he had like a couple 100,000 subscribers or something at this time. And I was like, yeah, I like just love your stuff, man. And we were on the same bus, and he was in my video as well. You should definitely pull that one up too. He's super cool guy. This is where I kind of got to know like the camera industry over like the gaming and streaming industry. I think it's like, is the S5 II any good or something like that? The thumbnail is like an S5 II really close up. But yeah, he was in my video I made in Japan. And it was fun too because I wasn't really supposed to do this. I'm sorry, Lumix. I don't do this anymore, I swear. But I wasn't supposed to do this. I had the pre-production S5 II with me.
Oh yeah.
So I didn't tell him about it. Yeah, this is it. Didn't really tell him about it, but he knew, and I had like taped it up, and he was like, yeah, so like, why are we here? And I was like, well, because maybe this, and I was showing him that the autofocus was actually good.
Wow.
And so in my video, you might have to skip a little bit forward. Right, go back, keep going back, keep going back, keep going back. Right there. Oh, we got bamboozled by an ad.
Oh, Liberty Mutual.
Free advertising.
Sponsored by Liberty Mutual.
Well, there's my wife and my kid. So there you go. There's me and Josh.
Gosh, when we those were the days, man. Freaking mess. It seems like that was never gonna end.
I know, right?
And it did.
Yeah. And so yeah, this is us just.
Like I know that feeling, and that's so fun. As funny as like it is now, as you get older and you realize they're just people.
Yeah, they're just people.
Dude, I know this feeling, and I did it with Supertramp. I did it with Peter. It was like so cool. And this is your autofocus.
Yep, this was the autofocus when he was like testing out.
That's cool.
So yeah, I met a lot of the other bigger YouTubers in the space too, in the camera space.
Yeah.
That's one of the good contacts at Lumix, Matt Frazier.
Yeah.
He was the one that contacted me back in the day. But yeah, I met a lot of like the Petapixel guys and like Kai and like a whole bunch of them. Yeah. Right. Basically at this event.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, this was like core memory for me. It always will stick out. And it's maybe one reason why I'm like so biased towards Lumix these days. Not just because I like the cameras, but in a way, like it kind of saved me.
Yeah,
you know?
100. As I was gonna say is like this like to hear where you were, and then just to kind of have this opportunity show up at that time, pretty cool. So I'm like, this is like making me happy to watch. So,
yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah.
That sucks to be there and to have something pull you out like that is cool. So did you just at that point you're like, all right, this is it?
I was like, it was like I'm gonna start posting on YouTube again and focusing a lot more on like this Lumix stuff that I'm doing. But also like I need to get out of this like rut that I'm in. Yeah. So I went to Tesla, just got a job there in Pleasant Grove. Just walked in, was like, "You guys hiring?" And they're like, "Actually, yeah." I was like, "I need a job." Got a job.
If only it was that easy nowadays.
I know. I was pretty lucky at that time too. They had just opened that, so I think that's why it lucked out.
Yeah.
And so got a job there. Worked there for like 3 or 4 months, but was looking for job opportunities like on LinkedIn and stuff like that. And that was where I saw a job opening for a video editor for the YouTuber that I worked for, Harris Heller or Senpai Gaming. And I was like, he's hiring a new editor? So I applied and I texted my buddy that knew him and I said, would you tell Harris to just hire me already?
Yeah.
And it was like a week later, he was like, yeah, I'll tell him. So then Harris reached out to me on Twitter, was like, let's make a video. Ended up going in, did a test project and beat out the 2 other editors. And started working for Harris. So left Tesla, started working for Harris. At that time though, the pay was like, it was not good at all. Yeah. I made less there than I did at my first like agency job out of college. But it was getting me back into, it was like a full reset almost, which was kind of crazy because like I had pretty good experience for someone my age at that time. And this was about 2.5 years ago for more context. So, but started working for him. Pay was not great. Opportunity was amazing. Then got a job offer at an agency based out of Wyoming. And because I had been applying for a bunch of things, they just had barely looked at my resume after that, and then went through the interview process again and got a job offer. And I told Harris, and I was like, you know, the pay is way better obviously than here. And he was like, yeah, you should take that for sure. And so I took it, but I was like, hey, like, I really need to like earn some extra money to just kind of hopefully catch up on a lot of things.
Yeah.
So, and even when I was working for Harris, it was hard because I had to do at least 1 or 2 freelance gigs on the sides in order to make, basically pay all my bills without going negative.
Yeah.
So it was tough. But, and my wife started working at the time, so that was really helpful.
Yeah.
But still, having a kid in daycare, 2 working parents, it was still hard. But, and he was like, actually, yeah, like, this could be actually a really good situation. Like, I can just pay you like on a video by video basis. You can work this job, and yeah, this works out great. And so, yeah, that basically from June until the following March, I was working for the agency based out of Wyoming. Did a lot of like tourism stuff.
Were you living out? You were just.
I was remote, so I was editing remote, and then they would reimburse me to drive up and shoot for them.
Oh, nice.
So yeah, it was really an amazing job, an amazing setup. I was not really planning on leaving or anything, but and yeah, all this extra money was really like speed running, like catching up on things.
Yeah.
But then Harris, he was like, I really want you full time basically, and I want to pay you basically what you're worth.
Yeah.
And I want to do this other YouTube channel that I've been wanting to do for a long time. And I kind of saw that as an opportunity to like try and pursue my YouTube channel a lot more. Oh, and at this time, I had one of my videos go like super viral. Well, super viral in the terms of the camera niche, right?
Yeah.
It was a wedding video. I had done that wedding video I told you about. It went from like, it was like 10,000 views, all of a sudden just took off to like 100,000 views in like a month.
Yeah.
And that also grew my following on YouTube quite a bit. I think I gained like 5,000 subscribers in that month. So I pretty quickly got to like 10,000 subscribers after I had started working for Harris and like the agency. So I was finally starting to feel like, oh, I'm like a YouTuber now, especially with that trip with LUMIX and stuff too.
Sure.
Had some more credibility.
It's like
and
a paradigm shift.
Mm-hmm.
Like, oh my gosh.
Yeah, I was like, man, I'm like making a little money, like more collaborations with brands. I went to NAB that year as well and met up with some of the creators that I went to Japan with. And like, that was also kind of a core memory that year I went to NAB because like, yeah, a bunch of brands like knew who I was from the trip, other creators I met. And so, yeah, it was really cool. And then, so anyways, Harris wanted me back full time. And I was like, it was a really hard decision for me because I was like, this is an amazing job. And like, these jobs don't come very often. But eventually ultimately it was still my decision, but he convinced me to leave it basically and pursue kind of his dream in a way.
Yeah.
But he was pretty flexible as far as like the time goes, but my wife basically just wanted to like set some ground rules because at 5:00 at that agency job, I didn't have to work. You know? It was 9 to 5, unless I was up shooting, then yeah, it was different. But as far as working from home, editing, 9 to 5, and loved the people I worked with too, but decided to try it and go work for Harris, and I could pursue YouTube basically too on the side. And so that was March of last year. And yeah, things were really hunky-dory. Yeah. I went to another LUMIX event. I'd actually gone to another one before that as well when I worked for the agency. It was like a short one. Yeah. Went to another one in Japan though, right after I'd left the agency and started working for Harris. Harris was also invited, connected him with LUMIX, and they started doing some sponsorships with him and even convinced him to switch to LUMIX.
Nice.
So I'm a bad influence or a good influence.
Well,
I mean, you know this.
The laced hair video that you shot, I can see it, man. It's right there with the Sonys nowadays because everyone's talking about the Sonys and Canons are kind of out.
Yep.
but between my footage and your footage, which we cut between, you can see it.
Yeah.
Although the Canon still looks amazing.
Yep.
To the untrained eye, I probably wouldn't notice, but like it's sharp.
Yeah.
And the detail is incredible.
The color. I was using the S1R2.
Yeah.
I don't know. The color on that camera is it's so crazy. It's so good. The lenses are good. Anyways.
Your macro shots, like the hair just is so detailed. Yeah. Yeah.
I love their cameras. And, but yeah, I got to do, this is where I kind of like really tried to post really consistently, keep growing my channel. I think I was at like 15,000 subscribers at this time. And it's been just I haven't had any other like huge like growth.
Yeah.
But I've really just consistently grown. I had my Instagram have a few big spikes in that time. So I've got like 14,000 on Instagram now. But then yeah, and things with Harris were great. Like we were making videos on his channel and like he was in a bad, quote unquote, bad spot, just like not very motivated with the channel. Everything was in the downswing for him, but you know, I kind of helped bring his main channel up into the green again, getting lots of sponsorships and contributed to that. But then it was around January of this year, some of the promises that he promised me and my wife, he was starting to just not to break them and not follow through. And this new channel he wanted to do, we had tried a bunch of different things, but every time he would always like say it wasn't what he was looking for, and I wouldn't even get the video done. It was like a rough cut of the first 2 minutes, and he would just be like, no, it's not really working. And there was a lot of talk of just like me and him really have disagreements when it comes to YouTube. Yeah. And it just wasn't what he was envisioning. He was trying to get me to kind of like write the script, and I'm just like, dude, it's like, it's your thing though. Like I can, but if at the end of the day I don't write what you want, like what's the point? You need to write what you want, and I can help you execute on that idea. But and anytime we talked about it too, it felt like it was always about views and not about like passion, because like my channel is very much just about my passion for the cameras and the brand and just film and video in general, whereas like he wasn't motivated at all by his like Senpai Gaming channel and about Twitch streaming. And you know, I understand his point of view too and understand where he's coming from, but yeah, this year just there was a big shift in him, and he was starting to like not get me things at a decent hour and would expect me to turn it around. And I'm like, dude, like I got, my kid gets home at 5:30, 6, like once he's here, he's old enough now where I'm like, I can't, like he wants my attention. I like can't get anything done until he goes to sleep, and I don't want to be working at 3 or working from 9 to 12. Besides, that's when I want to work on my YouTube channel, if I even want to do anything. And so I ultimately, we went to Japan again. I don't even know why, but, and if he watches this, I'm sorry, but I would say this to his face. We left on like, you know, fairly good terms, I think, and stuff, but I would say this to him. I don't know why we went to Japan, but he had like these sponsored videos. I told him, you need to get me these by this time, and he just didn't. And in his brain, he's working 60, 80 hours a week, but I'm like, from my perspective though, you even admit it, you're scrolling on social media, this channel doesn't motivate you anymore, and like I know how the financials and stuff, and he would sometimes complain about what we were doing, and I'm like, dude, we're making low effort YouTube tutorial, you know, review videos, and you're complaining and you're paying a couple of employees. Like, so anyways, I felt like things weren't really in a very good place there. And so, yeah, this is where it reconnects back to, I started applying for jobs. Yeah. There is one important detail I just remembered though. Yeah. That's maybe a good thing to kind of end on, since we're back to like, you know, applying.
And there's one more thing I want you to talk about, but go ahead.
Yeah. Cool. So this year, something I had always wanted to do because of my being around other YouTubers and people in the space, I've always kind of known that being successful on YouTube is you got to have some kind of product to sell. Yeah. Because like ad revenue
it's not the same.
It's not the same
Nope.
as what it used to be. The whole game has changed.
And that's hard these days because people are seeing through it.
Mm-hmm.
And you see a lot of gurus
mm-hmm.
that they're teaching,
mm-hmm.
and you want to say it's like value driven, they're trying to help. I think there's a lot of people that are, but then now it's like, okay, what product are you trying to sell me?
Yeah. Yep.
It's so hard, and people see through it now, where I didn't know that was happening for a long time. And
Yeah.
it's just like, this guy just wants to pump out great content.
Yep.
And then all of a sudden it's like, oh my gosh, they have a book. Oh my gosh, they have a course.
Yep. Yep.
Like,
yep.
I get it, and I've been there. I know, but it's like, it's not the same as it used to be.
There's like a lot of consumer fatigue in that regard.
For sure. And I don't blame anyone that has it. I think
Mm-hmm.
it's an important business model.
Yeah.
It just kind of takes away from the passion.
It
which
does.
is kind of what you're talking about, like
Yep. Yep.
doing things because you love it versus the paycheck. But then it's also a living thing. You gotta live.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm definitely not saying I was even perfect in the YouTube space. I've lost sight of a lot of like where the original, core of my channel was.
Yeah.
I do a lot of like, because I get sent, free gear a lot of the times that I'm interested in, not just cause it's free. I say no to a lot of things, but some of my channel has lost sight of some of the main stuff that I did, and I still try to pump out the videos like I actually want to do, but sometimes I'm like, I am genuinely interested in this piece of gear, but I understand why from the viewer side, they just see it as like a shill for anybody that'll send me free stuff. I've never really felt that way with LUMIX, even though they've always kept me, working with them pretty close, but just other cameras haven't really interested me that much. It's going to be hard for a camera to like pull me away from LUMIX basically, because I just really love their cameras. Yeah. And yes, there is a little bit of bias because it's a great
camera. You've showed it to me, and I think it's amazing. And I like make fun of the Canons all you want.
Yeah. It's fun to tease, but at the end of the day, all cameras are good. It just comes down to what, features you
I just
like.
wish Canon would come out with something so I don't have to buy a whole set of lenses.
Yeah, I know. The lenses part is the hardest part.
I know.
So, but
as far as like the product thing, as much as I'm talking crap on that, I think there's also people that they want to give value, but you can't do it unless there's money. And the best example of that is Parker saying it's kind of a barometer of like how many people or how successful, quote unquote, that you are is the money follows, right? And so it is part of the game, and you also want to make a living. It's just like trying to do it for the right reasons. Yeah. And people see through it now. And the ones that do it for the right reasons, it's very obvious.
Yep. Exactly.
So
that's where like I always wanted to have a product, and I didn't want to do the course route. Yeah. Because I knew about Full-Time Filmmaker and stuff like that, and I knew that they didn't have like a specific like, they are like slightly biased towards Canon and stuff, but like everybody is based on what gear they use.
Because of who everyone was using it.
Yep. Everybody. I wanted to have a 5D Mark III back in the day. That was like my dream camera until the A7S came out. Yeah. But so I tried some different avenues, but they just never really like stuck, and they probably weren't the best effort, or they would just hit a wall. And then I was like, you know what? I think one of the best products I could even release is a course on LUMIX, because I've been in the space for a long time. Yeah. I'm kind of known as one of the original like LUMIX YouTubers. Yeah. Especially when it comes to S series cameras. That's their full frame cameras. There's other guys that were posting before me, but it was mostly Micro Four Thirds. But sometimes I call myself the LUMIX daddy, because I'm the LUMIX S1H daddy. Yeah. Because I am probably one of the only ones that was posting on that camera. And that's, anytime somebody meets me, that's what they mention. Yeah. But so that was something I really grinded when I started working for Harris last year, was creating this course. And I launched it at the beginning of this year, and it's like, in a way, quote unquote, my life's work when it comes to like being a creator. Because I didn't really think about it until right before I posted it, but I was like, is anybody even gonna buy this thing? Yeah. And it was really like made me nervous, because I was like, I'm invested a lot of time, but I was going to be paying for like a platform that was pretty expensive to host it. And I was just like, are people going to make fun of me? Because yeah, like you said, people see through like, oh, is this just a cash grab?
And
that
imposter
type of thing.
syndrome starts to kick in.
Yep. And I was like, I mean, I'm not going to not post it now and promote it. And so, yeah, I did it. And yeah, the first month it didn't get like full-time filmmaker, numbers or anything like that. But for my niche, I was really hoping I would hit 5 figures. But I was just short of it in my first month of posting it.
That's amazing.
And so yeah, it was, and now it's averaged between 1,000 to 3,000 a month.
Way cool.
And LUMIX themselves has now endorsed it. I gave them access and got kind of like their blessing from it. Oh yeah, this is the trailer for it.
Way cool.
Spent a ton of time on the trailer, the branding.
I remember the beard.
Yeah, it's not, the really long beard. It's not like the most unique branding, LUMIX Pro, whatever, master your camera, but like you claim entry to it. You got to claim your ticket. And like, I really structured it to focus about value. I didn't make it like a monthly subscription.
Yeah.
If you buy it once, you get access. In a lot of ways, Full-Time Filmmaker was the inspiration behind it.
Yeah, they did the same thing.
Yep. One-time payment gives you lifetime access to all the updates. I also tried to structure the course to where anybody who owns any LUMIX camera will learn something. So it's not just like you buy this camera's guide, this camera. I really tried to make it feel like it was not a cash grab, because it's not really.
Yeah.
It's a way for me to basically do YouTube and not have to think about freelance. And if I was going to be freelance, and there's Harris right there, if I was going to be going freelance and didn't even have a chance to work for you and didn't get the job at Crumbl, this would be my big supporting thing on like paying a portion of my bills.
Yeah.
And it would be at least something, right, that I know I can promote through my own channel and, make something out of it. I haven't even put any paid marketing into it either.
That's cool. It's just organic. And they endorsed it. It's like a cool thing for them to just like, like it promotes and teaches people how to use their camera. Yep.
It's led me to even more opportunities with LUMIX. I'm doing a thing, I'm making some tutorial videos with LUMIX next week. That's going to be going on their channel. I've done some sponsored projects with LUMIX as well, that they've paid me to make. Some of my most proud videos. I sent you that one on the GH7.
So that's what I wanted to talk about. Is I want to see that video.
We'll finish with that. But yeah, this has been my passion project. That's actually one of the project ideas I had. One of the product ideas. Cool body caps.
Yeah.
I want to do that still, but maybe one day I'll do it. But I may never do it. Those are just prototypes.
That's cool.
They're not the coolest things ever, but.
It's a cool idea.
Yeah, so it gave me the opportunity to launch this, and working for Harris, if anything were to come out of it, besides if we, I felt secure there for the most part, because he was even talking about how like we were going to be signing another contract for a year that was going to easily pay my salary and then some, but then just out of nowhere, just sorry, you got to find something else. So. But yeah, no, I'm the LUMIX guy, and at least for a long time, I'll still always love their cameras and always remember kind of those core memories that I have had so many, core memories with the brand. So yeah, like I'm pretty biased towards LUMIX now, because not just because I like the stuff,
good that
but
they've
because
gotten good. And it wasn't like you're promoting a crap product because they're paying.
Like Nikon. I'm just kidding. I'm not going to say. Nikon's actually doing well too.
Well, they acquired Red.
Yep.
Which is a big move. But there was the whole like Nikon's a potato.
Yeah, exactly. That was the joke.
Yeah.
But yeah, so sorry, ask your question. I know it kind of mentioned it.
It wasn't even a question. It was just that was the first thing you sent me. And I was super impressed by it. And it was obviously, it was a paid gig by LUMIX, and they sent you a camera. That just sticks out to me, and I think that video is so good. I just wanted to show it and have you talk about it.
Yeah.
What was it called?
Vertigo. That was what it was called. Like, I guess the title of it. I think the video, it says like, I've changed the title a few times. it's me pointing at a like mountain in the background. I can't remember what I changed the title to. The last title was "They Didn't Believe I Could Get This Shot."
That sounds like a YouTube title.
It does. Yeah. I've been experimenting a lot with the title because I want more people to see it, because it
you have to play the game.
Yeah, it's not just. That's what it is. The greatest. That's the latest one. I worked at Devon
Supertramp, man.
Yep.
That was major.
Because it is the first half of the video is just an advertisement from LUMIX, because we were required to make a video promoting the GH7.
Yeah.
But then part of the project that I wanted to show and hopefully portray is that it doesn't really matter what camera. I just want people that like cameras to appreciate this video.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, this whole beginning sequence is just an epic B-roll sound design, like storytelling, sizzle on the GH7. These drone shots are not on the GH7. I got to put that disclaimer. We didn't have budget to put it up there, even though we would have loved to.
Yeah.
But, well,
this is the video I saw, and I was like, oh, yeah. You were worth more than I can afford.
Yeah, this was definitely one of the pieces, probably for a long time, that will live as like one of the best videos or best portrayal or best examples of what I'm capable of, I guess. Yeah. And some of these shots are collaborations between the creators that were all involved. Like the previous shot was mine, this one was not mine, but we had to capture them at the same time.
Yeah.
And but obviously the editing, color grading, everything, story, the way I told the story is all me.
Very cool.
But yeah, part of the thing that one of the creators wanted to do in this was try and do something that was technically difficult with your camera that I'd never done before. And so the thing I had come up with was a dolly zoom. And it turned into a much bigger thing than I was expecting, because dolly zooms are really quite difficult to
with a
pull
DSLR.
Off. Yeah, especially with a mirrorless.
Mm-hmm.
And so we later in this, after this sizzle, we've promoted LUMIX enough. Let's after this a little further in the video.
4 cameras so that we can shoot this on LUMIX.
Yeah, if you ever want to shoot anything on LUMIX, I got plenty of LUMIXes, and just test them out, see what it is right there. Yeah, so this is where this is all kind of like real too, where we're talking and everything about this, because part of the deliverables was to submit a documentary. This is a totally separate story. There's some drama with one of these creators not delivering to LUMIX, and he's kind of ruined his reputation with them. That one right there.
Okay.
But anyways,
you tell me that.
Yeah, he wanted to do this whole thing, and I'm testing this on the one wheel. I was expecting that I could maybe do some kind of cool looking dolly zoom on the one wheel, but through this testing I realized that was not going to work. I needed to go faster, especially the subject that I chose.
Yeah,
I needed to go faster and go a way further distance.
Yeah.
And so this is where we're troubleshooting it, and I end up using my truck.
Yeah.
This is my truck, the Lightning. And by the way, if you ever need, or anybody who's watching, you need somebody that can go out into the middle of nowhere and has the gear, reach out to me. His name's Josh. He's based in St. George. And he's a big reason why we were able to pull off this project. But yeah, so I'm trying to do a dolly zoom of that structure right there.
Yeah.
With the dirt biker. He's a pro motorist as well, based in Utah, going up it essentially. And we can kind of skip some of the trial and error portion of it and get to me actually achieving it. Because it was kind of crazy. I did a few tests. This is all real too. Attempting this dolly zoom. Oh.
Wah, wah, wah.
Wah. This is all organic. Me trying to. So I've got...
It's so hard to do on a lens like that.
Yeah, when we can pause it right up here, there's going to be a part where you see me and you can see me holding the rig. It's not right here. So that's Josh. He was driving my truck. Let's see. Maybe it's the next one. Yeah, it's not that one. That one right there. So you can kind of see my rig right here. So there's a DJI RS2, and I've got the Focus Pro is what it's called on the left side, and that is what I'm using to rotate.
Cool. Yeah.
The
Makes
zoom.
it way. It's motorized.
Yep, it's motorized, and it also helped me hold the rig.
Yeah.
So that I could stabilize it better. Yeah, you wouldn't believe that this was the real attempt too, and it was actually my first attempt when we actually had Seth, the dirt biker, go actually up it and then back down. You'll kind of see the behind the scenes of me doing it right here.
So you've prepped, you've attempted.
Yep, we've done it.
This is your first
roll it. Real attempt at it.
Here we go.
So you can see it looks like I'm bouncing around quite a lot, but I think because the structure was so big, it kind of worked to my advantage.
Drop the beat.
Yeah, so I just had rule of thirds up, tried to keep that structure in the middle best I could, and then as soon as we hit go, I just started my zoom, and we had worked out the speed exactly, and then this was the result.
Dun, 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 dun. That's so sick.
Yeah, no, there's some stabilizer added, but it like barely crops in. It was actually really stable.
That's so cool.
Yeah, it was pretty cool. And yeah, it's definitely thanks. It's definitely
a lot of work goes into one shot.
Mm-hmm.
And I love that. I think that's so cool. Like, it just speaks to perfection and just like the commitment to just get that one shot.
Yep. I can definitely say there was luck involved, but there's also calculated luck, I guess is the best way to put it, because I had an idea, we had a vision, we planned it and made it happen. So
that's cool. And that thing's going to live on for so long. Cause I have shots in my career that's like, those will just be in my reel forever.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's one of those for you.
Definitely one, the video I'll send to people if they're like, show me your best work.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
So,
cause it's very easy to attempt that in post and do it often where it's like, there's not enough parallax in the shot to notice that, like, cause that obviously you see the mountain and it's pushing forward. That's true parallax, but the digital stuff is always cool to add. So
Yep.
You actually did it
in camera. I actually did it. So, and did
awesome.
it. I don't know of anybody, tooting my own horn here. I don't know of anybody who's done one that big too.
Yeah.
Even in like, I don't know, maybe there's a movie out there that's tried to do it bigger, but yeah, cause like that was over I don't know how far, but it was over a really far distance that we drove and did it. So
to time the speed of the zoom with the move is hard.
Yep. So
sweet. Well, we've probably gone for a bit. Yeah. We're over 2 hours. That's the longest we've ever gone.
It's a long story. I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. Let's just go into where you see yourself in the next, where do you see this all taking you?
Yeah.
So you're at Crumbl. Where do you see yourself going?
Yeah.
5 to 10 years.
This is, as much as this is where I'm like, maybe the thing to take away from my whole experience is to recognize your accomplishments, even if they seem like they're small. Because I've never been like, I'm not the biggest YouTuber, wasn't even the biggest Twitch streamer, but like I had success there, enough success to decide if like it's something I wanted to really like pursue. And even just like success in the corporate world, like getting this job at Crumbl, because there's a lot of people that want to work there because it's a really cool company in my opinion. And even just like with family, like a lot the past, being like married and having a kid and then accomplishing, probably more of my accomplishments happened after I got married, really. And it's a lot harder when there's, other people relying on you. And so that's probably my main thing. Same, like getting a job, graduating from high school. Yeah, from high school, college. I hope. From college, getting a degree, because as much as people don't want to, they just want to drop out and pursue it. I decided to not do that. And I'm sure that gave me a lot of advantages in the corporate world, is because I not only had a good portfolio, but also had a degree as well. And so, you know, as much as people rag on degrees, I'm like, I think it's helped me in the corporate and professional world, because right now I'm kind of just in like dad mode. I want to I want to be home and like be present, because the past 4 years has just been the grind, you know, and not necessarily feel like I have to be doing stuff on the side to make ends meet. I still love to flex my creative muscle, and that's why I'm like, I love having this YouTube channel and my course now. I can provide value to people and earn a little bit from it. And the feedback, by the way, on my course has been amazing. So I'm super happy that nobody's hated it. Only had, I think, like 5 returns out of almost passing 400 students now.
Nice.
So only 5 out of 400 have asked for a refund. And so dad mode is really kind of where I'm at. Just be there for family, really just try and grow in my professional corporate career right now. I'm not really planning on leaving Crumbl anytime soon, and just see where it takes me from here. Because again, I'm not really that. In 10 years, I'm like, I don't know. Right now I just see myself at Crumbl and just working there still, but who knows?
Well, I love that. And the advice.
I'll definitely still be doing YouTube, but
that's like a lifetime thing, especially with what you're doing. But the advice on, like, no matter, it's so easy to compare yourself to people that have bigger followings, like, and kind of get yourself down. But it's like, your advice is to like focus on all successes, big or small. Like, you made these things happen. I think that, because typically I ask people for advice, but like, that's probably some of the best advice I've ever heard. And that's like so relatable, because there's just that 1% of people that just get lucky and they just go and they have the personality or whatever it is, the timing. And it's easy to compare. So it's like, the following's not there as big as you know, compared to other people, but it's like, that's a success thing. You did that. You actually accomplished that. And so I love that.
I've had these small successes in this niche that's still being successful. And I don't know if I will ever earn enough to like do YouTube full time. I've started to be more realistic too about that type of thing. Like in this niche. So like long-term goal YouTube wise is just to get to 100,000. I'll have a play button and I can say like, I got that. And I'm good with just that, you know?
So cool.
So that's probably where I'm at, working for Crumbl or some type, obviously still doing video. Always loved video. Went through a time where I didn't really enjoy it, but realized it was just how I was doing it basically. And just trying to get to 100,000 on YouTube.
You'll do it. So you'll get there. Thank you so much for jumping on here, dude. Taking the time out of your day. It's good to get you back in here. Never see you again. Just kidding. Because you're going to be at Crumbl for a long time.
Probably.
That's
but
cool.
You know, we can talk about it after, but I'm happy to we'll stay in touch basically.
Cool. Well, thanks again. Let's Airfest. I don't have a way to sign these things off. I actually tried that once and it's awkward. So
I have a sign off.
Do it, please.
Happy filming.
Happy filming. That's like, because you have the Japanese tattoo, like namaste.
Yep, the namaste.
Okay, we'll end it there.